Daily Speak. Learn, listen, speak.
Hey there, and welcome back to Daily Speak, English podcast. I'm David, and I'm really glad you're here with me today. So let me ask you something, and be honest. Have you ever been lying in bed late at night and your brain just won't turn off? You keep thinking about that thing you said 3 years ago, that slightly awkward text message, that decision you're not sure about. Around and around it goes. Yeah, I think we've all been there. And that's what we're talking about today, overthinking. Now, I chose this topic because, honestly, it's something I've struggled with my whole life, and I have a feeling I'm not the only one. So today, let's just talk about it, like two friends. What overthinking really is, why we do it, and some gentle ways to quiet that busy mind of yours. And of course, we'll do it in slow, clear English, so you can relax, listen, and pick up some useful phrases along the way. So get comfortable, maybe make yourself a warm drink, and let's begin. Okay, first, let's understand this word, overthinking. You can hear it in the word itself, can't you? Overthinking. It means thinking too much, thinking about something again and again and again, until it starts to hurt instead of help. Let's say it slowly. Overthinking. Overthinking. Now, thinking is good. Don't get me wrong. Thinking helps us solve problems. It helps us plan. It's a wonderful thing. But there's a point where thinking stops helping. It just goes in circles. And that's overthinking. Let me give you an example. Imagine you send a message to a friend, and they don't reply right away. A normal thought would be, oh, they're probably busy. They'll reply later. Simple. But an overthinking mind? It says, why haven't they replied? Are they angry at me? Did I say something wrong? Maybe they don't like me anymore. Maybe I'm a bad friend. And on and on and on. Do you recognize that? That little voice that takes one small thing and turns it into a huge problem? That's overthinking. Let's learn a natural phrase for this. I'm reading too much into it. I'm reading too much into it. To read too much into something means you find meaning that isn't really there. Your friend didn't reply, and you read too much into it. You imagined a whole story that probably isn't true. Say it with me. I'm reading too much into it. I'm reading too much into it. And here's the truth. Most of the things we overthink, they never actually happen. We worry, and then the thing we were scared of just doesn't come true. There's a lovely quote about this. Someone once said, I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. Isn't that something? Most of our worries never come true, but we suffer through them anyway, in our heads. Now, let me tell you a little about my own experience with this, because I want you to know I'm not talking to you from some perfect place, like I've got it all figured out. For years, I was an overthinker, a big one. Before any important conversation, I would practice it in my head 50 times. I'd imagine every possible thing that could go wrong. And you know what? By the time the actual conversation came, I was already exhausted. My brain had lived through it 100 times before it even happened. And after things? Oh, it was worse. I'd replay everything. Why did I say that? That was so stupid. They must think I'm weird. I'd lie awake, going over a 5-minute conversation like it was the most important event in history. Does any of that sound familiar? If it does, please know this. You're not broken. You're not strange. You just have a busy, active mind. And that same mind, once you learn to guide it, can be a real gift. So let's figure this out together. Okay, let's talk about why. Why do we overthink? Because when you understand something, it's much easier to change it. The first reason is fear. Deep down, overthinking is usually about fear. Fear of making the wrong choice. Fear of failing. Fear of what people will think. Our brain thinks that if we just think hard enough, we can be safe. We can control everything. So it keeps thinking, hoping to find perfect safety. But here's the problem. Life doesn't work that way. There is no perfect choice. There is no way to control everything. So the brain just keeps spinning, looking for something it will never find. The second reason is that we want to be perfect. A lot of overthinkers are perfectionists. We want to say the perfect thing, make the perfect decision, live the perfect life. So we analyze everything, again and again, trying to get it exactly right. Let's learn an important phrase here. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. I love this phrase. It means finishing something is more valuable than making it perfect, because perfect often never comes. We wait and plan and overthink and never actually do the thing. But if you just do it, even imperfectly, at least it's done. Say it with me. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. And the third reason we overthink? Sometimes we just have too much quiet time with our own thoughts and no clear plan for what to do with them. A busy, worried mind with nothing to focus on will always find something to worry about. We'll come back to this one later because there's a simple fix. Now, here's something really important I want you to understand. Overthinking feels productive. It feels like you're doing something useful, like you're solving a problem. But most of the time, you're not. You're just going in circles. Real problem solving has an end. You think, you find an answer, you take action, you stop. Overthinking has no end. It just keeps going, and it makes you tired and anxious and stuck. Let's learn a phrase. Overthinking feels like action, but it isn't. Overthinking feels like action, but it isn't. So the goal isn't to stop thinking. Thinking is good. The goal is to think when it helps and then stop when it doesn't. To think, decide, and let go. Okay, now let's get practical. Let's talk about real, gentle ways to quiet an overthinking mind. And I want to be honest with you. None of these are magic. You won't stop overthinking overnight. But little by little, these can really help. They helped me. Number 1. Notice it. Just notice it. This sounds simple, but it's powerful. The first step to changing anything is noticing it's happening. So the next time your mind starts spinning, just gently say to yourself, I'm overthinking right now. That's it. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to be angry at yourself. Just notice it kindly. Because here's the thing. When you're lost inside the overthinking, you can't see it. You're just drowning in it. But the moment you notice it, you step outside of it a little. You create a small space. And in that space, you have a choice. Let's learn a phrase. Oh, there's my mind spinning again. Oh, there's my mind spinning again. Say it with a little kindness, almost with a smile, like you're noticing an old habit. Oh, there's my mind spinning again. No judgment, just noticing. Number 2, ask yourself, is this a problem I can solve right now? This is one of my favorites. It's so useful. When you catch yourself overthinking, ask, can I actually do something about this right now, in this moment? If the answer is yes, then great. Do that one thing. Take action. Action is the enemy of overthinking. The moment you do something, even something small, the spinning stops. But if the answer is no, if it's something you can't control, or something in the past, or something that might happen next week, then thinking about it right now doesn't help. It only hurts. So you gently tell yourself, there's nothing I can do about this right now. I'll let it go for now. Let's practice that phrase. There's nothing I can do about this right now. There's nothing I can do about this right now. It's so freeing. Because you're not ignoring the problem. You're just saying, not now. Now is not the time to carry this. And that's okay. Number 3, give your worry a time limit. This is a fun one, and it really works. Instead of worrying all day, give your worry a specific time, like an appointment. Here's how it works. Let's say something is bothering you. You tell yourself, okay, I'm going to think about this for 10 minutes, from 8 o'clock to 8:10, and that's it. So you set a timer, and you let yourself think, really think. And then, when the 10 minutes are up, you stop. You get up, and you do something else. It sounds strange, but your brain actually likes this, Because you're not saying never think about it. You're just saying not all day, just this small window. And often, after 10 minutes of real thinking, you realize there's nothing more to figure out anyway. Let's learn a phrase. I'll deal with this later at the right time. I'll deal with this later at the right time. Number 4, get out of your head and into your body. This one is so important. When you're overthinking, all your energy is up in your head. It's stuck there, spinning. So the trick is to move it, to get out of your head and into your body. How? Move. Go for a walk. Any kind of movement helps. When you move your body, your mind gets a break. Have you ever noticed that good ideas often come when you're walking, or in the shower, or washing the dishes? That's not an accident. It's because your busy mind finally got to rest. Or use your senses. Look around you right now. Name 5 things you can see, 2 things you can hear, 1 thing you can feel. This pulls you out of your head and into the present moment. And overthinking can't survive in the present moment. Overthinking lives in the past and in the future. But right now, in this moment, you're usually okay. Let's learn a beautiful phrase. Come back to the present moment. Come back to the present moment. Number 5, talk it out. Sometimes the thoughts spinning in our head feel enormous, huge, impossible. But the moment we say them out loud to another person, something changes. They get smaller, more real, more manageable. Have you ever had a worry that felt like a mountain, and then you told a friend and they said something simple, and suddenly it felt like a small hill? That happens because inside our head, thoughts have no shape. They just grow and grow in the dark. But when we speak them out loud, we bring them into the light. And in the light, they're usually much smaller than they seemed. So find someone you trust, a friend, a family member, anyone, and just say, "Hey, can I talk something through with you?" Let's learn that phrase because it's really useful. Can I talk something through with you? Can I talk something through with you? And if there's no one around, you can even write it down. Get the thoughts out of your head and onto paper. It works in a similar way. The paper holds the worry, so your brain doesn't have to. Okay, let me pause for just a second. If this is helping you today, if you're relating to any of this, please give the video a like. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Daily Speak, English podcast. I make new episodes every single week just for you. Okay, let's keep going. This next part is important. Number 6, be kind to yourself, especially about the past. So much of our overthinking is about things we already did, words we already said, choices we already made. We replay them and cringe and wish we could go back and change them. But here's the truth, and I want you to really hear this. You made the best choice you could with what you knew at the time. You didn't have all the information then that you have now. Of course, you can see it more clearly now. That's how life works. We understand things better afterwards. So beating yourself up about the past isn't fair. It's like being angry at yourself for not knowing something you couldn't have known. Be gentle. You were doing your best. Let's learn a phrase. I did the best I could with what I knew. I did the best I could with what I knew. Say it slowly and mean it. I did the best I could with what I knew. And you know what? Everyone says awkward things. Everyone makes mistakes. That thing you keep replaying, that embarrassing moment. I promise you, the other people forgot about it a long time ago. They're busy replaying their own awkward moments. We're all just doing our best. Number 7, take action, even a small one. I said this earlier, but it's so important that I want to come back to it. The single best cure for overthinking is action. Overthinking is what happens when we want to do something, but we're too scared. So we just think about it instead. Thinking feels safer than doing. but it also keeps us stuck. So, break the spell. Take one small action. If you're overthinking a difficult conversation, don't plan it for the 100th time. Just start it. If you're overthinking a decision, don't analyze it forever. Just take one small step forward. Movement breaks the spin. There's a wonderful saying for this. You can't think your way out. You have to act your way out. You can't think your way out. You have to act your way out. Isn't that good? You can't think your way out. You have to act your way out. Action is like a key. It unlocks the door that thinking keeps shut. Now, let me slow down and tell you a little story. Just relax and listen. There was a man named Leo. Leo wanted to change jobs. He wasn't happy where he was, and he saw a new job he really liked. But Leo was an overthinker. So he thought about it and thought about it. What if I apply and they say no? What if I get it, but I'm bad at it? What if I leave my old job and regret it? What if the new boss is worse? What if? Weeks went by, then months. Leo didn't apply. He just kept thinking. Every night, he'd lie awake, going through every possible outcome. He was exhausted, and he still hadn't done anything. Then one evening, his sister came over, and Leo told her everything, all the worries, all the what-ifs. He talked it out, and his sister just listened. And at the end, she asked him one simple question. She said, "Leo, what's the worst that could really happen?" And Leo thought about it, really thought. And he said, "Well, I guess the worst is they say no, and I stay where I am, which is exactly where I am right now anyway." And in that moment, something clicked. The worst outcome wasn't a disaster at all. It was just staying the same. And suddenly, applying didn't feel so scary. So he did it. He applied that night. One small action. And you know what? He got an interview. And then he got the job. And it wasn't perfect, of course. No job is. But it was better. And he was glad he did it. But here's the part I really want you to notice. Leo spent months overthinking. Months. And the actual action, applying, took him 20 minutes. 20 minutes. All that suffering, all that lost sleep, and the thing he was scared of was quick and simple in the end. That's overthinking. It makes small things feel enormous. And the cure was action and talking it out with someone he trusted. And if Leo could learn that, so can you. Now, let me talk to you directly for a moment, especially if you're learning English. Because I think overthinking hits language learners really hard. You want to speak, but before the words even come out, your mind is spinning. Is this the right grammar? Is this the right word? What if I make a mistake? What if they don't understand me? What if I sound silly? And by the time you've thought all that, the moment to speak has passed. And you stay quiet. I understand that so well. But please hear me. When you overthink your English, you actually make it harder. Because speaking a language well means letting go and just letting the words flow. The more you think, the more stuck you get. So here's my gentle advice. When you speak English, try to think less and just speak. Let the mistakes happen. Mistakes are fine. They're normal. They're part of learning. The person you're talking to doesn't care about your perfect grammar. They just want to connect with you. Let's say something together and really mean it. I don't need perfect words. I just need to speak. I don't need perfect words. I just need to speak. Because a messy sentence that you actually say is worth 1,000 perfect sentences that stay stuck in your head. All right, let's review some of the lovely phrases we learned today. Say them with me, out loud, and let them settle in. I'm reading too much into it. I'm reading too much into it. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. There's nothing I can do about this right now. There's nothing I can do about this right now. Come back to the present moment. Come back to the present moment. I did the best I could with what I knew. I did the best I could with what I knew. You can't think your way out. You have to act your way out. You can't think your way out. You have to act your way out. Beautiful. These aren't just English phrases. They're little tools you can use anytime your mind starts to spin. Now it's your turn to think, or actually, maybe just to notice. I'll ask you a few gentle questions. Answer them in your head in English. There are no wrong answers here. Question 1. What is one thing you tend to overthink? Is it conversations, decisions, the past, the future? Question 2. When your mind spins, is the thing you're worried about something you can actually control right now, or is it out of your hands? Question 3. What is one small action you've been avoiding that you could just do? Something you keep thinking about, but not doing. Question 4. Can you think of a worry from your past that felt huge at the time, but turned out to be fine? What does that tell you about your worries today? Take your time with those. Be gentle with yourself as you think. There's no rush. Well, my friend, we've reached the end of our time together today, and I really hope your mind feels just a little bit lighter than when we started. Let's remember the big ideas. Overthinking is thinking that has stopped helping and started hurting. Most of the things we worry about never actually happen, and you can't think your way out of it. You have to gently guide your mind and take small actions. Notice it. Ask if you can act on it now. Give your worry a time limit. Get out of your head and into your body. Talk it out. Be kind to yourself about the past and take one small step forward. But most of all, remember this. You are not your thoughts. You are the person watching your thoughts, and that means you have more power over them than you feel like you do right now. Here's your homework. In the comments below, tell me one thing you overthink and one small action you're going to take instead. Write it in English. I read every single comment, and honestly, it's my favorite part of the day. If this episode helped you, please give it a like and subscribe to Daily Speak English podcast. It truly helps me keep making these for you. And listen, your mind is not your enemy. It's just a little busy sometimes. Be patient with it, be kind to it, and be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think. I'm David. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Keep practicing, keep breathing, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.